Today at CES 2024, we're going to be checking out the Narwal booth and the new products they have to help keep your home clean. Thanks so much to Narwal for sponsoring today's video. Let's start with checking out the new products that are available. Now today we're mostly going to be talking about the Narwal Freo X Ultra robot vacuum and mop. This is the upgraded version of the Narwal Freo that I've tested out before. So we're going to go into more details on it. Now here we have the Freo X Plus robot vacuum and mop. So this is their new model. This is going to be the model that is your daily cleaner, goes around the home. It does have a little more maintenance because you will have to manually fill the water tank, but this is the charging dock here, and then it does have the new dust compression technology, so you won't have to empty the bin only every 7 weeks or so. So the main difference between these two is this is going to be your fully self-cleaner, where this is going to have a little bit more maintenance, but both of them have great suction power at 7,800 Pascal and then 8,200 Pascal. And then they have the zero tangling floating brush. They also have the tri-laser obstacle avoidance, and they have the self-contained dust processing solution. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's start with looking at the suction power.
So here we're going to pick up a row of steel balls. This probably isn't going to happen at your home, but this is a great example. And there it was able to get all of them with no problem.
Got it.
Now not only was the suction power upgraded, but there were a ton of other features upgraded. So let's go ahead and take a look at the demos for those.
All right, now we're going to test out the zero tangling floating brush. This allows for the robot to not capture the hair, and it flows freely from the brush directly into the dustbin.
So it picks up the hair. We're going to watch this in real time. You'll see that the hair gradually moves over to the left and escapes from the floating brush.
So typically the hair will get stuck over here on the side, but with the 50-degree angle bristle, it was able to transfer the hair all the way over and not get tangled, which is pretty great. All other robot vacuums that I've tried, the hair gets tangled. So having this be able to completely remove that will save me a lot of time and keep my floor clean. So here's the standard dustbin brush where it's a rubber, but it always gets tangled here on the edges. But here with the Narwal Freo X Ultra, it has an empty side here, so the hair can freely fro from one end to the other. So that is how it is able to do this awesome zero tangling feature. And here this product is certified by the SGS as well as TUV certifications. Now the next feature I'm going to show you is the self-contained dust processing solution. So this is the way in which they capture the dust to up to 7 weeks without needing to empty the bag. Now other robot vacuums, they have a dust bin that it will go and suction the dust from the robot to the bin storage unit, but it loses a lot of dirt. I have one at home and there's dirt all over the floor that it missed, and then it also has more corners and different things that it needs to go through, so there's a lot more cleanup. But here it's going to capture it all for 7 weeks, and then you have a dust-free disposal, no clogging, odor-free, and it's whisper quiet. When it does that transfer from the robot to those dustbins, they're super loud, but here it's much quieter. So you have a dustbin option, or you can use a dust bag to easily remove and empty into your garbage, or use this, which you would change the filters every so often. All right, let's see it. Much, much quieter. For this, it's using a U-pipe air duct design with zero air resistance to compact that dust and dirt. I was amazed when I started using one of these how much dust it was picking up each and every day. So it's great that this will be able to work daily without needing to empty for 7 weeks. Now, one of the reasons we love our Narwal Freo is because of the mopping system. So here we have a Raylo triangular mop design. So when these are spinning, there is no gap between them, and it's able to clean the entire floor. Then when you get to the edge, it has a sweep motion so that it can really get into those nooks and crannies. And then I also like the weight of the robot is 12 newtons that it's going to press down on the floor. So it's actually scrubbing the floor instead of just dragging a wet cloth along the floor. So we've really loved having this on our Narwal Freo. And then last here we have the auto-targeted cleaning with Dirt Sense. So Dirt Sense is how it can automatically test the water that it's picking up, see if it's clean enough, and it will continue to clean until the floor is clean.
So while the Narwal Freo X Ultra is cleaning, it's going to be testing the dirt level with the Dirt Sense technology. Here you can see it detected 100% of dirty water. So it's going to clean, and then it's going to go clean the mop pads, go back out and clean again. And then as it does that, as the water gets cleaner, it's then going to say, okay, here it's got a little bit cleaner, we might need to clean a little more, until the soil level is at a low enough level where it knows that the floor is clean and it can go back to the base station and dry the mop pads.
All right, and lastly, we're going to check out the Tri-Laser Obstacle Avoidance. This has been a problem with mini robot vacuums where it gets stuck on the toys that I leave out or a cord or something. So with the Narwal Freo X Ultra, it has 3 lasers. It has the LiDAR sensor on the top, then it has a laser on the front and a laser on the side. So it's going to see objects that are taller than 1 centimeter, where other robot vacuums will only look for something that's about 3 to 5 centimeters tall. So here as it goes around, we'll see how it can avoid the objects as it gets closer to them. So other robots would just try to drive right over the scale and keep bumping into it, but here you can see that it easily went around it. Now if something comes in the way, let's see what would happen if it blocks its path. There you can see it didn't even touch the block, and it turned and drove around the other way. So if a toy car comes in the way, it's going to be no problem. It's going to see it, move around.
Now before sending out my Narwal Freo, I typically would clean up the home just to make sure it didn't get stuck and stop the cleaning, but with this new obstacle avoidance feature on the Freo X Ultra, I know that I'll just be able to let it go, and if there were any toys that I needed to pick up, I could pick them up later, and I know it won't get stuck on them while it's cleaning.
Now like the Narwal Freo, this uses the same LiDAR technology. It also has very similar mopping ability where the mops can raise up to 12 millimeters off the ground to go over carpet, and then you also have the option to add the auto water exchanger, so that when the Freo is done going back to the base station, it can automatically fill the water and dispense the water into your watering system, so you don't need to constantly fill the water tanks. So up here you do have a freshwater tank, so you're going to fill that up, and that's going to empty out, and when it cleans the water, it's then going to go through here. So that's what comes with it, and there is also cleaning solution in there that you would be able to use as well. And then here we have the S10 Pro Wet Dry Vacuum. So this is going to be your quick cleanup. Kids make a mess, you want to quickly vacuum it up or mop it up. This is going to do that. It's light and agile, has 180-degree lie down flexibility, so you can really get this all the way to the ground under your couch or whatever you need to do. It has millimeter level edge cleaning, so it's going to be able to get right up to the edge. It has a strong suction power, and then self-cleaning and self-drying. So right now it is currently in the drying mode, where it is able to be completely dry so that it's ready to go for the next cleaning. Let's check out a demo. All right, so here the kids just spilled the ketchup all over the floor, and then they decided they didn't want their crackers or their chips, so they threw those down too. This is a daily occurrence at my house, if you didn't know. And here's the oatmeal that the other kid didn't want to eat.
Now whenever we have a day like this at home, it is very frustrating. Sometimes we don't even get the mess cleaned up till later. It's already dried and it's super hard to clean up. This is where the S10 Pro Wet Dry Vacuum is going to come super handy. You pull it off the charger, it's already ready to go. You can then clean up, put it back, and it cleans itself. There's no need to spend that extra time to find the rag, get the rag cleaned up, and put it through the wash again.
Wow, it picks it all up and there's no mess. And when you're all done, you place it back on, press the button, and it will do a self-cleaning. And then when it has cleaned the brush, it will then go into the drying cycle where it will dry the brush until it's ready for the next use. Now, after checking out all of the features of the Narwal Freo X Ultra, I'm really excited about the Zero Tangling floating brush. That's going to help so that I don't have to clean out the hair. That's automatically going to be taken care of. And then I love the new dust compression technology where it's going to have 7 weeks before I need to empty the bin, which is really great. Now, Narwal is going to have some early bird pricing, so if you want to get a hold of the Freo X Ultra when it comes out, right now if you pay $19.99, you can get a $300 discount on the product, as well as they're going to send you quarterly new mop pads, as well as dustbins for 1 year, which is really great. And then they'll also send you a tote bag, as well as a special surprise. So if you want to learn more about that, check the link in the description below. It will be available soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.